Field in Rahway is the site for today's Watch-On Conference Gridiron Battle, as Comcast Cablevision's TV3 brings you football action, as the 1-1 Rahway Indians play host to the 0-2 Scotts Plains Fanwood Raiders. Hello everyone and welcome to Veterans Memorial Field in Rahway for today's game against the Scotts Plains Fanwood Raiders and the Rahway Indians. Scotts Plains is in what we call a rebuilding year this year due to heavy graduation last year. So in the lineup today, you'll see a bunch of young but inexperienced players. On the other side of the field, Rahway Indians suit up 7 starters from last year on both sides of the ball and are looking to improve upon last year's record. And joining me here on the Sportscast this week is former All-State player from Brearley High School, Patrick Olenek. And Patrick, what do you make of the young and inexperienced team for Scotts Plains?
Well, Scotts Plains today we'll try to get something going in our I formation, I option. And using their inexperience, but Coach Secatelli told me earlier this week that all he wants to do is build on one game at a time and see where it takes us for next year. While on the other hand, Rahway comes in already eclipsing last year's mark of 1 victory. 2 weeks ago, they beat a good Westfield squad playing the single wing 19-6, where last week they lost a very heartbreaker to Kearney in a double overtime game, and they're already up to last year's mark.
With both teams featuring young, aggressive players, what type of offensive attack do you see in today's game?
Well, both schools, believe it or not, will really feature an offensive attack very similar to each other. Both will be in an I formation, multiple sets. Rahway will mix it up a little bit more than Scotts Plains. Scotts Plains will counter mostly with a running attack, and that's what's going to happen today.
And one of the key players for Scotts Plains Fanwood will be number 32, Edwin Curry, the junior back.
Edwin Curry is going to be key in this game for the I option. It's going to be very important for Edwin Curry to get off and make something happen today for Scotts Plains. He's 6 foot, 215 pounds, so he's a good-sized back in there.
And for the Rahway Indians, number 12, junior quarterback, Lewis Campbell.
Lewis Campbell is a returning starter from last year. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. He can throw it. At the same time, he's the commander-in-chief of that offense for the I formation, as well as the pro set that will be seen today on TV3.
With both teams being very evenly matched, we should be in for a great watch-on conference battle. The teams are taking the field. We have to take a short break, and when we return, we'll have the coin toss and the opening kickoff right after this.
The Scotts Plains fan.
When you're looking to buy a new Dodge, experience the difference at Warnock Dodge. The difference in selection, the difference in service, the difference in price, and the difference our car buyers review can make. It gives you the inside track on all of our Dodge models and Warnock Automotive's entire line. Just call 1-800-WARNOCK for your free copy. And soon you'll be saying, at Warnock Dodge, there really is a difference.
Be sure to watch the first October edition of Info in Your Town, where we'll take you to Brookdale Park in Bloomfield for a taste of the Indian culture.
Don't miss the retrospective of Albert Green ceramics on display at the Morris Museum.
Plus, we'll take you to Mountainside for a 3-day birthday celebration.
And that's all on the latest edition of Info in Your Town.
And only on Comcast Cablevision of New Jersey's TV3.
Welcome back to Rahway's Veterans Memorial Field for the start of today's game between the Scotts Plains Fanwood High School Raiders and the Rahway Indians. Rahway has just taken the field from the locker room and just about ready to get set. What looks like a very evenly matched ball game.
There's no question about it, Don. I think we spoke at the opening about these teams looking to set something up for next year, and I give the advantage to Rahway right about now, being that they have 7 returning seniors or returning lettermen from last year.
There you see a shot of the captains for Scotts Plains, Scott Emery, number 70. Number 56, Rob Meyer. Jim Gleason, number 44. And number 16.
Number 44, James Gleason. Number 56, Robert Myers. And number 18, Manuna Abrams. For the Indians, number 50, Javier Gonzalez.
And you see
number
there for Rahway,
75,
number 50, Javier Gonzalez,
Kyle Thomas.
and number 75, Kyle Thomas, both senior members of this Indian squad. Good look at the Scotts Plains Fanwood bench.
Don, I would have to say that number 70, number 44, Jim Gleason, number 44, and number 70, Scott Emery, are the game captains for this afternoon matchup. Probably did a nice job last week.
And there's a shot of the head coach for the Scotts Plains Fanwood Raiders, Steve Cicatelli.
He had some very successful campaigns at Johnson Regional.
And there's a good shot of head coach for the Rahway Indians, Mike Punko.
Yeah, he's a very intense competitor. I spoke to this morning on the field, and he's very excited about today's ballgame.
Okay, good luck today, men.
And Scotts Plains has won the coin toss, and they will receive. There's a good look at our officiating crew for today's ball game. On a cloudy, overcast temperature in the mid-60s for this afternoon's game. Looks like the rain will hold off for a little while.
Well, let's hope, Don. The field looks a little muddy down there, a little soft, but with some good cleats, I think we'll have no problems down there.
Nohima Abrams. And number 22, Quincy Flournoy.
And for Scotts Plains, receiving in the backfield will be number 18, Mo Abrams, and number 22, Quincy Flournoy.
27, Ivan Birch.
There's a good shot of Quincy Flournoy awaiting the kickoff. We're just about ready for the start of today's game. And Ivan Birch starts things off. And penalty flag thrown on the play.
Yeah, that's not how you want to start the ball game, Don.
Offsides on Scotts Plains.
Offsides on the play for the Indians.
Excuse me, offsides for the Indians.
Virtual tee up now from the 35-yard line.
So Ivan Birch will kick off from the 35. I'm going to try this one a second time. And we're underway. Ball goes over his head. All the way back to the 5. And he slips. And a whole host of Indians tackles Mo Abrams. Had a little trouble handling the football on that slippery field.
Yeah, Don, looks like we're going to have a lot of trouble down there on that field down there. It looks very soft, and we'll see what happens.
And for Scotts Plains, the offensive lineman, left tackle will be Joe Keaton, left guard Randy Messina, center Rob Meyer, right guard will be Dave Rowley, and right tackle Scott Emery. And the backs and receivers, the tailback will be Robert Spellman, fullback Edwin Curry, tight end Jim Gleason, wide receivers Ryan Spellman and Mo Abrams. And here's a good look at number 12, Ed Williams, starting quarterback for the Raiders. And before the ball is even snapped, we have another penalty flag.
Penalty flag on the play.
Come on, defense! Hey, Aaron! Go! Hey, Aaron! Hill! Check down the line at Monster! Check down! Andy!
That penalty
Come on!
will be offsides against the Indians, so the will make it first down and 5.
Yeah, Don, needless to say, this is not how you want to start the ballgame with 2 offside penalties the first 2 plays of the game.
From the 11, first and 10.
Break down in here. Help him out.
And Edwin Curry with the carry. Number 44, Anthony Shaw on the tackle. And for defensively for the Indians, it'll be at the left end, Antonio Garay. It'll be Thomas at the left tackle, Vieira at right tackle, and Jacoby at right end. The left monster is Hill, the inside linebacker Gonzalez and Shaw, and the right monster is Wilkes. And in the secondary, the back is Andy Shue, the safety Calvin Cummings, and the right defensive back Jamal Lewis. We're back to live action. Handoff number 33, Robert Spellman, and gets taken down by Aaron Hill.
Yeah, Don, you're going to see a lot of action here for Robert Spellman and Edwin Curry today. They're going to be these workhorses today to see what happens for Scotch Plains. They're very key in this I formation today.
So a loss of 1 on the play, and that'll make it third down and 6. Steve Cicatelli looking on. Third and 6. Williams with the handoff to Spellman. Gets a couple. And number 50, Javier Gonzalez with the tackle. That'll be 4th and 6.
Yeah, Scotch Plains just came straight at you on that first series. They just want to try to set their ground game early and see what they can do for the rest of the game.
Andy Sue back deep for the Indians.
Back deep for the Indians, Andy Sue.
Ryan Spellman is the punter. He gets that one off. Sue fields it about the 33-yard line and gets taken down by number 14 for Scotch Plains.
Indians will start first and 10 from Fanwoods.
And here's a look at the Rahway offensive line. Left tackle, Kyle Thomas. Left guard, Kerry Burkhardt. Center, Bobby Vieira. Right guard, Javier Gonzalez. Right tackle, tailback Cummings. Fullback Hill. Left end, Jacoby. Wilkes at the end. And Andy Sue at the wideout. And the handoff to Aaron Hill. And he's at the 25, he's at the 20. And taken down. Taken down by number 60, Stephen Brown.
Coach Punko said at the onset when I was speaking to him earlier.
Here's the defensive line. At the ends, Meyer. The tackles, Rowley and Gleason. And the other end is Messina. The linebackers are Murphy, Drown, Curry, and Patterson. And in the secondary, Abrams, McDaniel, and Flournoy. So it's first and 10 from the 20. We've got movement on the part of Scotch Plains. So a flag on the play. And the penalty will be against the Indians. So that will move things back to the 25. So it'll be first and 15 with 8:48 left in the first quarter.
Coach Punko said earlier in the game that told me that he wants to try to exploit Scotch Plains defense early to try to see where their weaknesses are, being that they're very inexperienced in there.
Handoff to Cummings. He gets out to about the 21-yard line. And, excuse me, Patrick, number 68, David Rowley on the tackle.
Yeah, we've seen a pulling guard there, number 54, Kerry Burkhardt, just pulling out and trying to do some damage on the left end for Scotch Plains.
There's a look at number 12, Lewis Campbell. Junior quarterback here for the Indians. 2nd and 12. And the handoff to Cummings. Sweeps to the right. Gets out to about the 15. Calvin Cummings picks up a few yards. It'll make it 3rd and 6.
We're always doing a nice job trying to seal those outside linebackers and inside linebacker for Scotch Plains, and that's why there's a good pickup on the play there. There's Calvin Cummings making a good cut. Reads his block in front of him. Number 54, Kerry Burkhardt again, making a good job there on that block, and there you go. There shoots up another 12-yard gain.
So it's 3rd and 3. And yet another penalty flag. Delay of game against the Indians. So that'll move things back. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Now, with both these offenses being so ground-oriented, this is probably the only reason why the clock will stop.
Let's go!
Delay of game on the Indians. And it'll be 3rd and 8 from about the 17-yard line. And Campbell rolling out to the right. Throws. Just past the hands. Just past the hands of Andy Sue, making the nice attempt. Tried to bring home 6 points for the Indians. Here's another look at it. Campbell rolling right.
Looks like it's decision time for Coach Punko. Looks like they're going to go for it.
So it's 4th and 8 from the 17-yard line. Campbell gets his play from Coach Punko. 4th and 8. Campbell fades out.
Oh, yeah,
pass to
play.
Calvin Cummings. And he will be in for the touchdown. Calvin Cummings in for the touchdown, but a penalty flag was thrown on that play.
No flag.
Inadvertent flag, so it's 6 points for the Indians.
Yeah, that was some good play calling in there from Coach Punko there. There he goes, sets him up. Scotch Plains coming in toward reading the quarterback. There he goes, touchdown. Calvin Cummings.
Kerry Burkhardt for the extra point. It's up. And it's good. So the Indians take a lead here in the first quarter, 7-0 over the Scotch Plains Fanwood Raiders with 6:49 left in the first quarter. Calvin Cummings getting headbutts and high fives from his teammates.
Yeah, this is what makes high school football so great, the camaraderie between your players and how exciting it is when you're out there. Here's a look at that last play touchdown at Calvin Cummings. Just a simple rollout, keeps dropping back, brings the defense up. Defense forgets about their containment, what they have. Rahway's got a beautiful wall set up here. And there he goes, Calvin Cummings in for the touchdown. Look at that. He's got plenty of room to spare on that one. Looks like Coach Punko is really doing what he set out to do. He's trying to exploit the inexperience of Scotch Plains. And everyone, unfortunately, Scotch Plains is young, but they will be back next year. They're just a learning bunch of people. They're all sophomores and mostly juniors. But Scotch Plains is just in a learning mode right about now, a rebuilding year, if you will.
And Ivan Birch getting ready for the kickoff with Mo Abrams and Quincy Flournoy in the backfield. And the ball goes to Mo Abrams. He makes his way up to the 35. Almost saw some light there at the end of the tunnel.
You know, Don, those kickoffs so far by Rahway have been very effective. I don't know if they're playing that way to have that wobble effect to them, but makes it very difficult for the offensive team to put a hold on that ball. Because I can guarantee you don't see kicks like that often.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders on their own 35. With 6:30 left in the first quarter. And the fake handoff. And Williams will keep it himself. He makes his way out to about the 37.
Eddie Williams is a sophomore in there. He's got the unenviable task of running this offense. He's a young man, but if he puts his time in, by his senior year, he should be ready to move on.
Number 44, Anthony Shaw for the Indians, makes the stop. So it'll be 2nd and 6.
Now keep in mind, this is Eddie Williams' third game as a varsity performer, and it takes time to get in there, gel a little bit.
And Williams with the handoff to Edwin Curry. Curry gets out to about the 44-yard line.
Nice little delayed handoff in there. Again, Don, when Scotch Plains being a little bit inexperienced, and I don't want to keep saying that because these guys are giving all they have, but what's going to happen is the execution will just pick up as the season moves on. They've only been together maybe 3 games, if that, from the beginning of the year.
That was Quincy Flournoy on the carry, not Edwin Curry. So we have 3rd and 1. And Williams keeps it himself.
That was just a double tight end set up the middle.
75, Kyle Thomas with the stop.
Yeah, Don, that Kyle Thomas is a big one in there. He's a senior. He's 6 foot, 225 pounds, and he did a good job there.
So Williams comes up just short of the first down. It will be 4th down and inches. Ryan Spellman punting duties for today, and Andy Sue will be waiting in the back. Delay a game penalty against the Raiders. So that will move things back to 4th and 6.
Well, with that penalty there, Don, I guess they won't be faking any kind of plays now for a 1-yard advance for a 1st down. I don't know what kind of trickery they have in their bag, but looks like not going to do it on this play.
Here's the kick from Spellman. Andy Sue makes the fair catch at about the 34-yard line for the Indians. We have.
There's Andy Sue. Most likely this year he'll be wrestling at 125 for Rahway.
And you can see Sea Caucus versus Harrison this Sunday, October the 8th at 6:30, and Thursday, October the 12th at 8 p.m. right here on Comcast Cablevision's TV3. So it'll be 1st and 10 with 3:49 left in the first quarter. Campbell looking to throw. Almost intercepted by Delmar Patterson.
That was really the first look we have of Lewis Campbell's fine arm, and that was a very nice pass he floated in there towards the sideline, which even if it was caught by Scotch Plains would have been out of bounds and wouldn't have mattered.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 34. Campbell is set. With the handoff to Jamal Lewis. He gets up past the 40.
8 yards. Nice block on a play by number 54, Terry Burkhardt. Be 3rd down and about 7 yards to go.
Some good movement up front by Kerry Burkhardt, and Kyle Thomas getting some movement in there on it, bringing that defensive wall backward. And once the defense get moving backward, it's easy to get some ground yardage. Yeah, that Kerry Burkhardt's doing a nice job in there so far. He's kicked the extra point. What doesn't he do is the question that I have.
So it's 3rd and 3 from the 42.
They're in that power eye set right now.
Campbell looks to throw, and he hits number 99 at the 50-yard line. That's Ray Jacoby.
Yeah, that was a very nice slant pattern in there to just to take advantage of the defense that they have in there. Scotch Plains King. Here we go. Here's the play. There's a little slant pattern, number 99. Now we see Scotch Plains. They're not really keying on the pass as much. They're pretty much trying to stop the run, and Rahway just exploited them on that play.
So 1st down on the 50 for the Indians.
Now Scotch Plains sits into a man-to-man coverage for.
And the handoff to Calvin Cummings with the nice pickup. Picks up 11, and there is a penalty on the flag.
34, Peter King on the tackle.
So this first quarter plagued with penalty flags so far, with 2:25 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Don, you don't like to see penalties in any football game, and sometimes they just take away from the football game. But Rahway, again, are probably excited about, the game itself, trying to do more than they can possibly do, and, there goes the penalties, and that's what happens in most games. The emotion takes over.
And it will be holding against the Indians.
I know myself in high school myself. I had my share of penalties, jumping off sides or what have you.
About 18 yards to go. The 44-yard line.
They got good seals down there. Rahway's getting down there and making what they have to do on that defense.
So it'll be 1st and 27 for the Indians. Campbell looking to throw. Incomplete pass. Intended for Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, but that Rob Meyer had him read all the way. He had split. He had fullback read on that one, and he was right in there on that one. He wasn't going to get too far on that play. Here we go. There's the little out pattern. Here comes Rob Meyer. He had the read on him right there. I don't think he would have went too far, even if he did catch it.
So now it's 2nd and 27 for the Indians. Calvin Cummings with the run up to about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, there was some good blocking there by Javier Gonzalez and Antonio Garay. Here we go again. Just a simple I formation. We got the blocking back in there, leading the way. Very nice job in there. Very tough tackle for Rob Meyer to make it when you're trying to tackle the guy's numbers from behind.
So the Rahway offensive line doing a nice job providing blocking for the running attack. Campbell rolling right, left. Keeps it himself. He's out to the 35, and he's taken down about the 30-yard line by Delmar Patterson. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Indians.
We look for a replay from the sidelines here. Lewis Campbell rolling out left, sees an opening, sees where he's got to go, and he just tucks the ball away. Tuck it away. There he goes, makes the sprint for another 15 to 20-yard pickup there. Nice play by Lewis Campbell.
So 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff to Calvin Cummings. Gets up to about the 27-yard line.
Calvin Cummings goes off the right end.
Edwin Curry with the tackle.
Picks it up about 2. Tackle by number
Edwin Curry had the read on that one. He saw it all the way. He wasn't going to let him go any further than 2 yards.
Second down and 8 yards to go from the 29-yard line.
There's Coach Punko. Very successful high school campaigns in the late 70s and early 80s here at Rahway, winning 2 state titles.
So we have 2nd and 8. Handoff to Jamal Lewis. He goes out right. Picks up a couple yards on the play.
Little trap play for Kerry Burkhardt again. Getting some movement, gets down. There's your opening. And there's the 4-yard pickup.
And number 34, Peter Kane with the hit. And that's going to end the first quarter here at Veterans Memorial Field in Rahway, as the Rahway Indians lead the Scotts Plains Fanwood Raiders 7-0. And so far in today's game, Patrick, we've seen quite a bit of running, which we talked about in the opening. That was going to be one of the keys for today's game.
We'll talk about it after the break.
Okay. We have to take a short break. We'll return to Veterans Memorial Field in Rahway for the start of the second quarter. Rahway leads it 7-0 over Scotts Plains.
When you're looking to buy a new Chevrolet, experience the difference at Warnock Chevrolet Geo. The difference in selection, the difference in service, the difference in price, and the difference our car buyers review can make. It gives you the inside track on all of our Chevrolet models and Warnock Automotive's entire line. Just call 1-800-WARNOCK for your free copy. And soon you'll be saying, at Warnock Chevrolet Geo, there really is a difference.
Welcome back to Rahway for the start of the second quarter. And Lewis Campbell with the quarterback option.
That was a good call in there by Coach Punko, taking advantage of those open holes that Scotts Plains has in there, playing a 4-man front, leaving a center on unattended on that play.
And he picks up 7 yards on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, high school football is just a game of trying to exploit the weaknesses, and right now they see a big hole in the middle there, and that's what happened.
6-yard gain, first and 10 Indians from the 17-yard line.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 17. Campbell hits Ray Jacoby over the middle. He gets down to about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, that was just another simple slant pattern just over the middle. Just very basic football. Here we go, Lewis Campbell steps 1 drop back. There's a slant pattern. And there's the catch.
Quincy Flournoy with the tackle.
Yeah, Rahway's doing a nice job mixing it up in there, Don. They're not only passing the ball, they're also running the ball. It's really nice, really keeping Scotts Plains off guard.
So 1st and goal for the Indians. Fumble on the play. We'll have to see who managed to pick that up.
Has it. Edwin Curry.
Looks like 32, Edwin Curry recovers the fumble for the Raiders. Aaron Hill had just a little bit of trouble holding on to that one. Just another look at it.
Here comes they're in a pro set. There's Lewis Campbell. Doesn't look like he gets a good hand from the start there. He's running with the ball. Oh, there he goes. See? Just a little bit of, maybe it's a little wet down there. Ball gets a little moisture on it down there on that son of rain dampened field down there. And that'll happen with a dewy day like today.
So Scotts Plains will get the ball deep in their own territory. About the 5-yard line. Hand off to Edwin Curry. He makes his way up the middle for a few.
Yeah, Scotch Plains got to get something going. I know they're only down 7-0, so I wouldn't.
Looks like Javier Gonzalez with the tackle.
The Scotch Plains, they just got to try to take one play at a time, and they'll mount down the field if they take it one play at a time. A lot of time left in this ball game today.
Number 49, Sean Young on tackle.
2nd and 8 from the 10. Williams with the handoff to Robert Spellman, with the carry up the middle.
Hit by number 50, Javier Gonzalez, and number 75, Antonio Garay.
Here's another look at it.
Here comes little simple handoff, little movement in there. Robert Spellman with the carry on that one. He found a hole and he went with it. Very simple football.
Third and 3. And the handoff to Robert Spellman.
On the carry. Hit by number 55, Antonio Garay, and number 56.
As he picks up a few yards on the play.
And Harris on the back left there.
Yeah, that last play was sprung by Scott Emery in there. He's a big man. He's 6'5", 275 pounds.
First and 10 Raiders.
So Robert Spellman picks up the first down for the Raiders with 9:13 left in the second quarter. Williams with the pitch.
33, Robert
Off to Robert Spellman and the hit by Aaron Hill.
Yeah, that was the first option of the game, I believe, from Scotch Plains on that one. Here you go. Eddie Williams fakes the handoff. There's the option. Edwin Curry had nowhere to go, though. Looks like Rahway had some good reads on the backfield on that one.
So that will make it 2nd down and 14.
There's Coach Cicatelli. Some pretty good campaigns at Johnson Regional and Clark. We'll see them on TV3 coming up in about 6 weeks. Johnson and Roselle Park.
Second down and 14. Flags are flying everywhere. Robert Spellman with the ball. And he goes out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Jamal Lewis with the tackle.
Looks like about 8 penalty flags in there. No, I don't know if there's that many.
It's going to go against the Raiders.
All the refs don't have their flags in their pocket now.
A couple flags still left on the field.
Yeah, speaking of Coach Cicatelli this week, he emphasized that he understands that this year is a rebuilding year. His kids understand it. They're just trying to take one step at a time to get better every game. That's their approach, and that's their philosophy this year.
So the Indians have, excuse me, Patrick, the Indians have declined the penalty. It'll be 3rd down and 11. With 8:05 left in the second quarter.
Scotch Plains in a double tight end set.
Williams fades back, looking for someone, and he gets sacked by Antonio Garay, number 55.
Yeah, down on that one, we saw Eddie Williams' foot slip from underneath him. And that's just the field conditions. I think on that one, if the foot didn't slip, he probably had a chance to tuck it away and maybe get a few yards on that one. Unfortunately, the field conditions played a big part in that play.
So it'll be 4th down and 16. Ryan Spellman back to punt. Andy Sue back for the Indians. There's Spellman with the kick, and a good kick. Andy Sue makes the catch, and he is taken down at about the 38-yard line by number 25. Jonathan Stack. with the hit.
That's some good coverage by Scotch Plains on that one. There's Jonathan. Here comes Jonathan Stack coming down. He reads it. There we go. There's the tackle. Legs out from underneath him. Nice play.
So we have 7:15 left in the second quarter.
Congratulations over there by his teammates. That's what high school football is all about, the camaraderie. You know, these kids leave here, you know, when they finally get out of high school to look back on these days and how important they were and how exciting they were. I know I do.
So we have first down and 10 for the Indians. About the 37-yard line. Cummings and Lewis in the backfield. The pitch to Cummings. And he gets past the 40. He's at the taken down at about the 28-yard line. David Rowley with the tackle. So a nice run here by Calvin
Lewis
Cummings.
Campbell, just dipping it off here to the left side. Calvin Cummings, you can see the hole opening. They took advantage of their speed in there and trying to get the ball to the line of scrimmage, and they certainly did on that one. Got some good lateral movement and a nice pickup in there. Scotch Plains, I guess, would not be anticipating that, being that Rahway's mostly come at him with a straight-up dive play all day long.
First down and 10. Campbell with the keeper to the right.
There's that field conditions again, Don.
Peter Kane with the takedown for the Raiders.
There's Lewis Campbell keeping the ball. He's going to run with it. And there you go. He's going to lose his footing right about here. Right in that mud section. There he goes. I don't know if is that a takedown or a tackle? I'm not really sure.
So we have second down and 9. Lewis and Cummings in the backfield. Penalty flags thrown. Calvin Cummings with the run. 68, David Rowley with the takedown. It's going to be yet another penalty against the Indians.
Yeah, Dave Rowley came in on that play. Very nice job, but unfortunately there's a penalty.
Here's another look at it.
Dave Rowley, there he is. Reads the play. There's the tackle.
So it's third down and 6. For the Indians. And Lewis Campbell calls timeout as Coach Mike Punko makes his way to the field to talk it over with his Indians.
Don, I had a chance to speak with Coach Punko before the game, and he was a very, very big proponent of the overtime situation. They lost. We'll talk about this in a second.
And here's a promo for Westfield against Union. You can see that on Saturday, October the 14th at 7:30, and Tuesday, October the 17th at 9 o'clock, right here on TV3.
Union looks to be having another fine year, Don. Should make it to the state playoffs one more time under Coach Rattino.
Irvington also having a fine season. Having a good start so far. As always, Watch On Conference boasts one of the better conferences in the state.
Oh, there's no question about that, Don.
With Elizabeth, Union, Linden, Irvington.
No question about it. They always have good programs in there and good schools and good kids.
So third and 6 for the Indians.
Roll
Campbell
out.
rolls out to the right. For Aaron Hill. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that once again, the field is winning this game today. There's the rollout. Unfortunately, here comes the slip of the legs, and that's what causes the drop pass. Very difficult to catch something when your feet are going out from underneath you.
So the field becoming somewhat of a factor here this afternoon.
Well, they might have to go in at halftime and put railroad ties in their spikes or something.
With all the rain we've had the last few days.
Well, we've needed it. We've definitely needed it. No question about that.
So it's 4th and 6. Lewis incoming.
Oh,
Campbell keeps it
beautiful.
himself, rolls out to the left. And a big hit by Delmar Patterson, number 1. Stops Lewis Campbell from getting the first down.
Yeah, Delmar Patterson did a nice job sealing off that wall by getting a good angle at him and not giving Lewis Campbell a chance to get some north and south movement up the field. Yeah, this is a game of geometry, Don. It doesn't take much. You just got to read the angles, and if you get a bad angle on somebody, most of the time that man will get down the field and get some yardage on you. But at that time, it was a very nice read by him.
So the Raiders will take over on about the 23-yard line. And Eddie Williams rolls to the left. And taken down by Bobby Vieira, number 69.
Eddie Williams, number 12 on the carry. Walked down to the play by junior, number 69, Bobby Vieira.
Bobby Vieira did a nice job in there getting a read on that one and not letting any penetration affect him. Again, Scotch Plains just trying to get something going. It's still got a lot of time left in this ballgame. They're only down by 7.
Edwin Curry in the back. 2nd and 9. And Williams looks to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Mo Abrams.
Yeah, Rahway's just in a base 4 right about now and just a basic defense.
Third down and 11 yards to go.
Yeah, Don, just on that last play, Eddie Williams, I said he's a sophomore. He's a young man in there. But, again, in time, that play will come to him. Just a little bit of a misread in there.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 for the Raiders.
You know, in time he'll be able to read the defenses and what have you, and he'll go from there. He's a sophomore. He's a gutsy competitor in there right now to be a sophomore competing at the varsity level.
This is a key play here for the Raiders with 4:22 left in the first half. Williams rolls out to the right, and he is just taken down by a host of Rahway Indians.
Yeah, Rahway sniffed that one out. They had all the big dogs in there.
55, Antonio Garay with the hit, along with 50, Javier Gonzalez.
Yeah, they had it sniffed out pretty well. They were in there, and they weren't going to be fooled on that play, Don. There's Antonio Garay. He's a big sophomore. He's 6'1", 242 pounds.
So we have 4th and 20. Ryan Spellman back to punt. Andy Sue back for the Indians. Going to put the Indians once again in good field position. Andy Sue fields the ball at about the 40. Being chased down, and he is absolutely nailed.
Yeah, that was a
by
good
number
play by
54.
Mark Schmedlin there.
Messina.
Randy Messina, sorry about that, Don. Here comes the play. Randy Messina just sniffs this one out again. Here he goes. He just, unfortunately, here goes the catch over his pass. Here comes Randy Messina coming in with the big hit. Oh, that's a big hit in there. Yeah, that was a very intense play in there with that hit.
I'm sure Andy Sue will remember Randy Messina for time to come this season.
I guess it's safe to say, but Andy Sue is back up, and he's ready to compete again.
So 3:29 left here in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10.
I don't know, Don. I just heard a food call. I might have to take advantage of the sandwiches that they're giving us here at Rahway High School. I want to give our thanks to Rahway and their hospitality up here in Rahway.
1st down and 10 from the Rahway 45. Campbell fades back. Finds Calvin Cummings over the middle once again. He is taken down by Edwin Curry.
Yeah, that play worked a little better last time with the touchdown.
2-yard gain, second down and 8 yards to go.
Cummings picks up 2 on the play. We'll make it second down and 8. Here's another look at it. Campbell fading back.
Similar to the touchdown, Lewis Campbell just keeps fading back, trying to bring the defense upward. And Scotch Plains had it sniffed out on that one. Yeah, they weren't fooled on that one, Don.
Campbell looking to throw to Andy Sue. Overthrown, incomplete. Good coverage there by number 18, Mo Abrams.
At the same time, too, Don, it was a very nice pass by Lewis Campbell. It was a very nice lead that he had for his wide receiver, Andy Sue. Here we look at it. There's Lewis. Nice throw, very nice spiral on that ball, very tight. And just a little bit out of reach for Andy Sue. It was a very nicely thrown pass by Lewis Campbell. He didn't give anyone else an opportunity to catch that ball. It was out to the sideline side. Very important. Cut down on the interceptions in the course of the year.
3rd and 8 from the 46. Campbell looks to throw once again. Goes over the middle. Ray Jacoby, number 99, comes up once again with the big catch for the Indians. 1st down and 10.
Another slam pattern by Ray Jacoby, just simple, right into the middle of the field.
Picks up 14 yards, 1st and 10 Indians from the St. Louis 40-yard line.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of Scotch Plains reading the run more so than the pass, and that's what Rahway's doing right about now. Coach Ciccatelli has told me that he likes to concentrate on the run because he feels high school football is won with the run, and that's what they're doing. And Rahway is just taking advantage of those little holes that they have in there.
1st and 10 from the Raider 40. Campbell rolls to the right, looking for someone.
Oh.
And looks like it's going to be interference. Pass interference on the Raiders.
Incomplete, but there's penalty flags on the flag. Pass interference against the Raiders.
So it'll be pass interference on the Raiders.
There we go. There's a little pass interference. I just got tangled up in there. That's sometimes that's part of high school football. You know, you want to make the interception, and sometimes you forget about the wide receiver who has to be given the opportunity to catch the ball.
So they'll step that penalty off. It'll bring it down to the 35-yard line of the Raiders. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians with 2:04 left here in the first half.
Rahway in her I formation.
Hand off to Cummings. Calvin Cummings gets past the 20 out to about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, there's a good seal in there by the offensive line there by Rahway. Going down in the backer and sealing off that wall. Here we go again. Here's Calvin Cummings with the ball. But there's Kerry Burkhardt again. He's getting in there, getting what he's got to do to get it happen, make it happen. Yeah, he's been busy in there, Don, at Kerry Burkhardt today.
2nd and 3. Campbell looking for someone. He's being chased down. And he goes back to the center of the field. Pass and
We got another flag on the play, Don.
another flag on the play.
There's Lewis Campbell going out, rolling left. He's looking across the field. And almost a catch there, almost.
Pass intended for Anthony Shaw. Once again, the field looks like giving some difficulty to both sides.
Yeah, it seems to be the problem down there. I guess they're going to have to go in at halftime and put bigger spikes in if they can. I don't know if this is the NFL though. But I'm sure we have a couple of aspiring people that want to play in the NFL down on his football field today. For both teams, Don, I believe this is their state championship game. You know, both teams have a loss underneath their belt. Making the state playoffs may be tough, a tough road ahead but to play on TV is really important for most everyone on that football field today. This is the game they take back on Monday or Tuesday when they go back to school and they start bragging to everybody about it. You see me on TV, and everyone will have their VCRs going tonight, taping the ball game.
Campbell being chased out once again. He rolls to the left, gets past the 20, gets out for the first down to the 10, and he is knocked out about the 8-yard line.
That's a very nice play by Lewis Campbell. There are a couple of jukes in there, and he faked the defender. Oh, we see a flag again, unfortunately. And here comes Lewis Campbell again. Very athletic play right here. He's going to tuck the ball away. Well, maybe here he's a little juke there. That's a very nice play. Throws off the defender. There's the 10-yard gain after that. Total of 17 yards in that play, and unfortunately it's coming back on a penalty again.
Clipping against the Indians, so they'll bring this one back.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Monk will make these guys run a little extra sprints this week to trying to penalize them for making all these penalties today. I know when I was at David Bruley, if we had a subpar performance, with penalties in general, we'd be out there running gassers a couple extra times than we normally would. I'm not here to give advice to Coach Bunkel, but I don't know if that'll happen. But I'm sure the players will probably hate me for saying that, but that's what'll happen, probably.
So it's 2nd and 27 from the Raider 43. Campbell fades back to pass. Pass intended for Ray Jacoby.
Yeah, just right over the middle. They had it wide open in there. Scotch Plains keying the downfield post patterns, and they neglected the middle. Here's Ray Jacoby right over the middle. Unfortunately, just dropped it out of his fingertips.
3rd and 27 for the Indians.
I'm sure at halftime Scotch Plains will be discussing what they got to do with Ray Jacoby. They got to key on him because he's been very successful when they were catching the ball.
We have
a couple slant patterns in there. There's Coach Cicatelli.
1:02 left here in the second half. Aaron Hill with the big run. Almost looked like it was a fumble.
Yeah, it certainly did down in there. Looks like someone dropped it or something, but there's a big pickup on that one.
Aaron Hill with the nice pickup. Here's another look at it.
Here's Campbell. Looks like it is a little bit of a fumble, a little misread there. But anyway, it's a very nice pickup by Aaron Hill. Very heads-up play to just take the ball and run with it.
Quincy Flournoy with the tackle. So we have 47 seconds left here in the first half.
Sometimes, Don, these broken plays are very successful in there. Sometimes you spend all day in practice and all week trying to execute properly, and sometimes the broken plays would jet you for 10, 15 yards. I can guarantee one thing, Don, they didn't practice that. They didn't practice that in practice this week.
So the Indians have called timeout.
7 yards to go now from the 21-yard line. With 27 seconds.
It'll be 4th and 7 when play resumes.
4th and 7 from 21.
Man, might as well go for it. It's late in the second quarter. Might as well see what they can get. Again, Scotch Plains doing a good job, and they're only down by 7.
4th and 7. Campbell fades back, looking for Andy Sue. Pass dropped by Andy Sue.
Andy Sue looking for a little pass intercept.
Almost had that one with the one-handed grab. Here's another look.
There's Lewis Campbell rolling out again. There's Andy Sue. There he goes. He's going to be looking for a little interference on that one when he gets up from the play.
So
there's Andy Sue.
Scotch Plains takes over on their own 23-yard line with 42 seconds left. 1st and 10. Williams with the handoff to Edwin Curry. Edwin Curry with the nice run.
Yeah, Edwin Curry is going to be a big part of this offense next year for Scotch Plains. He's a big guy in there. He's 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's going to be key for next year, and Coach Cicatelli, as well as Eddie Williams.
We have 2nd and 5. What looks to be probably the last play of the game here. Excuse me, the last play of the half.
Don't jump the gun there.
Getting a little ahead of myself here.
I guess so.
Edwin Curry with the carry, and
I guess there you have it. That's the ball game. 7-0 Rahway. Only kidding, though.
Going to take another look at this play here.
There's Edwin Curry, just a good up the middle gut type of run. Probably Rahway in a little bit of a prevent defense.
And there's Andy Sue once again with the tackle. He's having a good game for the Indians on both offense and defense. Coach Cicatelli talking it over with his Raiders with only 6 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's coached some good ones, Don. He's coached Jim Bodner, who went on to Rutgers, and also Todd Berger, who's now in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. Johnson Regional in 1987, he took his boys on to state playoffs.
And you can see Time In with your host Paul Spahala Monday nights at 6:30, and you can see that a rebroadcast of it on Saturdays at 12 noon. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. Williams hands off to Edwin Curry. He gets about 2 yards, and that's going to end it here for the first half. Antonio Garay with the tackle. So after 1 half of play, it is the Rahway Indians 7 and the Scotch Plains Fanwood Raiders nothing. We have to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
When you're looking to buy a new Geo, experience the difference at Warnock Chevrolet Geo. The difference in selection, the difference in service, the difference in price, and the difference our car buyer's review can make. It gives you the inside track on all of our Geo models and Warnock Automotive's entire line. Just call 1-800-WARNOCK for your free copy. And soon you'll be saying, at Warnock Chevrolet Geo, there really is a difference.
Hello everybody, I'm Paul Spahala. Coming up on Monday evening, October 16th at 6:30 on Time In, we'll be talking about college recruiting. We'll have on a couple of guests who try to get scholarships for student athletes. Also, we'll be speaking with Greg Ficara, the athletic director at Perth Amboy and the president of the Greater Middlesex Conference. The GMC is hosting a conference-wide recruiting day for student athletes. That's Monday, October 16th at 6:30, only on TV3.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Field here in Rahway. We are at halftime, and the Rahway Indians lead it 7-0 over the Scotch Plains Raiders. For your halftime entertainment, we present the Rahway High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Ron P. Dulce. So sit back and enjoy.
When you're looking to buy a new Lexus, experience the difference at Warnock Lexus. The difference in selection, the difference in service, the difference in price, and the difference our car buyer's review can make. It gives you the inside track on all of our Lexus models and Warnock Automotive's entire line. Just call 1-800-WARNOCK for your free copy, and soon you'll be saying, at Warnock Lexus, there really is a difference.
Hi, I'm Dr. Markalee Sipsky, your host for Abilities, inviting you to join me for the new season, where we will be expanding our focus. In addition to improving the lives of people who suffer with disabilities, we will also emphasize improving the general health and wellness of the able-bodied. Tune in to an all-new season of Abilities, Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 1 p.m., only on Comcast Cablevision of New Jersey's TV3.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Field here in Rahway, where the third quarter is just about to start, and the Indians of Rahway lead the Scotts Plains Fanwood Raiders 7-0. And here's a look at the only touchdown of the game.
Just a roll back. Lewis Campbell feeding the defense. Keep coming, and there's the pass to Calvin Cummings. And there's a good-sized wall down there by Rahway, freeing up some space for Calvin Cummings to make the touchdown dash. It's a very nice play.
And Calvin Cummings is 8 for 47, 2 of 10 on receiving with that one touchdown.
There's Calvin Cummings.
Having a fine afternoon.
Todd Jamnick, number 10, will kick off for the Scotts Plains Fanwood Raiders.
Todd Jamnick will kick it off for Scotts Plains. The kick is up.
Nice kick there.
And Jamal Lewis with the carry. He's at the 40. He breaks a couple tackles. He is knocked down at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Rahway had a very nice wedge play on that last play. That's why freedom. That's what freedom on that one. Just going back. Here's the wedge. Here's the wedge forming. Just follows right behind him. He sees some daylight. He makes his move. There he goes. There's almost a touchdown dash right about there. Had one tackle to beat.
There was a penalty flag thrown on the play. Still awaiting the outcome of that flag. It's going to be a penalty against Rahway.
Well, the penalty won't hurt him as much. They just went from the penalty in the infraction of the penalty. They went 15 yards from there. So Rahway caught a break on that one.
So Rahway will start it off 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Lewis Campbell with the handoff to Calvin Cummings. Doesn't get much on that play.
Yeah, Rahway came back with a different look on that when he came back with a pro set, split backs in the backfield there. Trying to keep Scotts Plains off guard. Scotts Plains probably went in at halftime, discussed what they have to do defensively to combat Rahway. There's Coach Cicatelli. I'm sure he had some choice words for the players at halftime.
2nd and 9. Aaron Hill and Cummings in the backfield. And the handoff to Calvin Cummings. Gets only about a yard. So Randy Messina with the stop.
There's Randy Messina. Gets off the offensive player, gets back for the tackle. Yeah, Randy Messina was in there fighting, trying to keep his shoulders square at impact, and he did a good job in there, thus making the tackle.
3rd and 6 from the Indian 39. Campbell, and he is drilled. Stephen Drown comes up with the big sack.
Very nice play by Stephen Drown, and now he'll break through the offense on that one. He'll just sniff out the quarterback and bring him down for the sack. Here we look at it. Sees an opening in there from his linebacker's position. Could have been a delayed blitz on that call right there for the sack. There's Stephen Drown.
Came up through the middle virtually untouched. So it's 3rd and 11 for the Indians. On the 35. Bo Abrams with the return for the Raiders.
On the return, Raiders will start 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line.
There's another look at that punt.
A little bit of a wobbly punt. Makes it a little bit difficult for the receiver to pick it up. Rahway does a nice job getting down there for coverage, and there goes a little 2-yard pickup, and that's it. Rahway did a nice job on that play, getting down, hustling to get the tackle.
So it's 1st and 10 from the Raider 44. Edwin Curry with the carry. 55, Antonio Garay with the nice tackle.
There's Antonio Garay in there with another nice play, good read. Gets by Scott Emery from Scotch Plains for the tackle.
Antonio Garay, the 6'1" sophomore for Rahway. Quincy Flournoy, Edwin Curry in the backfield, but we have a penalty on the play.
Lewis Campbell in the first half was 5 for 11 for 44 yards in his TD. Penalty flag on the play is offside against the Indians.
Offsides on the Indians. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. It'll move them up to the 50-yard line. Second and 4. Williams with the handoff to Quincy Flournoy. No gain.
Quincy Flournoy on the carry.
Ray Jacoby with the hit.
Yeah, Ray Jacoby's going to do a nice job. He gets the read, fights off the block. There's the tackle. Great play by Ray Jacoby. Yeah, that Ray Jacoby and Antonio Garay are doing a nice job in there, and I found that at halftime that apparently live about 2 doors down from each other, and they're doing a nice job in there. I'm sure they grew up together. Maybe that's why they got a good rate for the quarterback.
Quincy Flournoy shaken up a bit on the play. Headed off to the sidelines. He looks to be okay. Going to sit this play out. So we have 3rd and 4 with 7:48 left here in the 3rd quarter. Rahway still on top, 7-0.
Now Scotch Plains got to get something going here. They're only down by 7. They got to establish their offense. A little draw play in there.
And Spellman with the carry.
Yeah, that was a nice play calling in there. The little draw play to keep Rahway honest, I guess. Here. There you go, Robert Spellman, a little draw play. He sniffs out what he's got to see, sees a little bit of daylight, holds on to the ball, does a nice job holding on to that ball. Rahway is going after that ball very violently, I guess, trying to get that ball jarred out.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Hand off to Quincy Flournoy, who checks back into the game.
Once again, there's Antonio Garay having a great game in there today.
Antonio Garay and Kyle Thomas on the tackle.
It's nice to know Antonio Guerrero will be back for the next 2 years for Rahway.
Second down and 9 yards to go.
That was
Sure.
Edwin Curry on the run.
I'm sure Coach Punko is excited that Antonio Guerrero will be back next year.
2nd and 9 from about the 43-yard line. Williams with the handoff to Edwin Curry.
Edwin Curry on the carry.
Carry for about a yard, if that.
Brought down by number 75, Kyle Thomas, number 50, Javier Gonzalez, and number 55, Antonio Guerrero.
Number 75, Kyle Thomas, having
So 1 yard gain.
a very good game this
9
afternoon.
yards to go.
Put some pressure on Eddie Williams on that last play.
Yeah, that whole defensive line in there by Rahway is doing a great job getting some penetration into the backfield, making some havoc for Scotch Plains and not being able to open up some channels to make the offense work.
Williams fading back, and he is just pressured.
Pass intended for number 1.
That's once again, it's Antonio Guerrero making something happen. A little roll up by Eddie Williams. There's Antonio Guerrero again, getting a hand on him. That's a great play by Antonio Guerrero one more time.
Nice play also by Aaron Hill to knock that ball down.
Absolutely on that play, Don.
4th and 9. Andy Sue back for the Indians. Ryan Spellman in for the kicking duties. High snap. Spellman just gets it off.
That'll be a very effective punt, Don. It'll get him down to the 10-yard line.
And it's
looked like he kicked it just a little bit off to the side of his foot, but very effective.
and it stops on the 10-yard line.
There's Ryan Spellman. Sometimes a punter plays a very big part in high school football.
So that will put the Indians on their own 10-yard line.
Hey, Scotch Plains needs to go after this ball and make something happen. They got to get the ball back. They got to be able to get the ball down here if they can. They can maybe force a fumble. It'll be great for Scotch Plains.
5:28 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Hand off to Calvin Cummings. Gets across the 10 to about the 12. And the tackle by Delmar Patterson, sophomore for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was like a 2-yard gain, but it was like a 15-yard sprint laterally. There we go, a little lateral movement. There goes the pulling guard. Kerry Burkhardt getting a little penetration in there for trying to draw off the defense.
Second and 8 from the Indian 12. Campbell throws the ball. Intended for Shaw.
It looked like a little hook pattern in here. Go one down about 10 yards and then come on back for a little bit of pass. And then, you know, you gotta give Scotch Plains a lot of credit. I mean, they came in, they're mostly a young ball club, and they're still hanging tough. They're only down by 7. You got to give them a lot of credit for doing that.
3rd and 9 from the Indian 12. Campbell fading back to pass, looking for Ray Jacoby, but the ball just nipped the ground for an incomplete pass. So it's going to be 4th and 9 for the Indians.
Looks like Randy Messina gets a piece of this ball. Just a little tip. That's a great play, getting his arms up. Tips the ball down, and that's what happened on that play. Great play by Randy Messina.
Greg Ronkowitz in for the Indians to punt.
Yeah, Scotch Plains doing
Mo
nice.
Abrams deep for the Raiders. It looks like it's a fake.
Well, Don, I don't know if that was a planned fake. They're deep in their own zone. And I just think that he tried to make the most of it on that play, and unfortunately just didn't get enough for the first down. A gutsy play to try to make it dash for the first down on that play. Tough snap to handle. He's got everyone coming at him. He's got to do the best thing he can. He's just got to get that ball out of there. It's very tough to punt the ball right about now, running at full go. Sometimes you got to make the most of what you got, and he did a good job trying to get the first down with what he had.
So on the errant snap, Ronkowitz tries to run for the first down, and the Raiders take over in good field position.
Oh, that they do, Don. Oh,
and there is
a touchdown.
Number 33, Robert Spellman, is in for the touchdown for the Raiders.
Robert Spellman, he really was being held on. He thought he was going to be down, but he just kept fighting and kept his legs churning, and there he went in for the touchdown. There's Robert Spellman.
So with 3:53 left here in the third quarter, the Indians 7 and Raiders 6.
Well, Don, it looked as if Rahway was really doing a good job in here, really commanding this ball game, but unfortunately they brought Scotch Plains back into the ball game. Rahway was commanding both sides of the ball, and I guess fortunately for Scotch Plains, now they got a chance to win this ball game, and now they got to start believing that they can beat the Rahway Indians.
See, the umbrellas are starting to come up. A little bit of a light drizzle here at Rahway.
Yeah, this would be a great stepping stone for Scotch Plains. Here we're going to look at the touchdown dash by Robert Spellman. Robert Spellman gets a good read. The offensive line gets a good seal on the linebackers in there. Gets a little bit of a shirt, keeps fighting, and there goes the touchdown. Robert Spellman. It looks like they're going to go for 2 points on this play. A very gutsy play called by Steve Scoth. This is one of those to try to instill some confidence in your offense, which is what he's doing here. This is this is not so much for today, it's for the upcoming years that these players will be here at Scotch Plains.
Williams, the intended receiver for number 42. Loren McDaniel was the intended receiver for the 2-point conversion.
Well, I mean, it was a gutsy call, Don. I mean, Don, Steve Scott's trying to instill into his players that, hey, we can do this. Got to be confident in your abilities, regardless if you're a young ball club. He went with the gutsy call, and unfortunately, it didn't pay off. But it sends a message to his team to believe in themselves.
3:53 left here in the third quarter. The Indians on top, 7-6 over the Raiders.
Rightfully so, Don. I mean, it was a good call by Coach Scoth, knowing that his offense really was trying to establish something, and they got a good breakdown on that last series, and they went with what they had.
Number 28, kicking off for the Raiders, back in for the Indians, number 28, Jamal Lewis, and number 21, Marvin Hill.
Marvin Hill and Jamal Lewis are back for the Indians.
Another good end-over-end kick.
And it goes to Jamal Lewis. He's about 35, he's at the 30, and he is taken down at about the 32-yard line.
Well, Rahway's doing a nice job in there in that kickoffs, getting a seal on the offensive team, on the defensive team coming down.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Got a very close ball game in here, Don. It's nail-biting time.
First and 10. Indians on their own 32. Pitch out to Calvin Cummings. Cummings gets out to about the 35-yard line. Taken down by Delmar Patterson.
And that last, here we go, we're going to see it. There's Calvin Cummings. He's going to make the run for it, the dash. It's a lateral movement, about 20-yard dashes, and then to the left, and then there's a 4-yard pickup. Just a little pitch out to the left.
2nd and 7.
Calvin Cummings
For the
having a great game in here today.
Aaron Hill and Jamal Lewis in the backfield. Handoff to Lewis.
Good play in here.
He is taken down by Randy Messina.
There's Randy Messina. We see him tip a pass before. Now he's making a tackle on the backfield. Scotty Miller's got to be happy right about now. Scotty Miller, a former All-American at Pitt, is now coaching Scots Plains offensive and defensive line. He's a good competitor. I happened to play with Scotty at David Briley High School in Kenilworth, and he was an All-American performer at Pitt. And now he's coaching the Scots Plains